Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good midday to everybody. This is the second episode of the Community Spotlight with WandrinDutch, and this week I have the pleasure of having Daniel Heithorn, or the Pin Master himself, Xbox community member extraordinaire. How are you doing today?
Oh, thanks. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Again, the Community Spotlight is to highlight some of the positive members of the community, and I think everybody that's been to any Xbox event over the last few days or years, should I say, knows of you and knows of you for one of your main reasons, I suppose, other than just being part of the kind of Xbox German fan base. But your pin collection, your massive pin collection that I think everybody's kind of tried to chip in with and help over the years. How did that come about?
Oh, well, it was pretty confidently because I started, I think late because it all started with the very first Xbox Fan Fest in 2015 in Cologne.
Yeah.
And it was pure coincidence that I was able to attend. It's a fun little story, if I may bring it to you.
Yes, bring it in.
Yeah, I used Twitter in the past only for work. I was in 2010 working for the German Xbox support.
Yeah.
And I only used with special allowance Twitter to inform ourselves if there is an outage at EA or Activision or anything else, because before we at Xbox support get to know it, it's already 2 hours ongoing or something, and therefore I used it. And it was end of July 2015. I noticed someone makes a game giveaway in digital code, and I just entered and retweeted. And in the middle of the night, I got a direct message: "Hey, congratulations, you won! Here's the code." I was very pleased and said, "Thank you. Greetings from Germany," because I only noticed he was from US. And then he said, "Oh, yeah, you're at in Germany. Hope to see you at Gamescom." And I said, "Yeah, would love to, but already sold out everything." And then he just said, "I put you on my list." Okay. And he asked for my email, and I said, "Okay, no idea." And then I checked the account, and it was Aaron Greenberg.
Aaron.
I didn't know him before. I just saw, okay, a chubby guy in a nerdy. At that time, he had his face in a Ned Stark code thingy. Okay, general marketing manager. I guess in 2 hours, probably he won't remember me anymore. And
Aaron remembers.
He does, really. And about 5 days later, I almost forgot about it or I at least thought, okay, wouldn't came something back. I got an email from the German Xbox team saying, "Hi, you're one of our 50 VIP invitees for our very first German Xbox Fan Fest in Cologne. Here are the special dates, etc." Yeah, and then the hype started, and and there it started with a pin collection. They had a kind of bounty hunt ongoing there, with checking several booths, also from third party, and we were able to catch there, I think, about 7 pins.
Right.
And there I had them only laying around, not much using them. And really starting collecting them was in 2016, when I got also AC Bongos, Graham Boyd.
Yes.
Also fantastic guy.
Yeah.
And before he moved to the US as a British social media lead, he made a care package that here I cleared all my shelves, and I found some pins. here you have. Yeah, and then my collection has grown, and I started to put on more.
Yeah, as we can see here.
Yeah.
Is that? Have you added to that since then? Because I know that's a couple. I think that's back in.
I think full update 13th of August. Yeah, that's the latest one. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's quite the collection.
I have to admit, I didn't count them. I think due to the additional pin backs to attach them, which I ordered, I think I'm about 250 in total, because I don't have all of them attached on the board, because some are of less quality, and here were most of my of them.
The high quality ones, the ones that have retained kind of how good they look, not damaged. Is there any ones that you're missing that you want to get a hold of, or?
I lost before I figured out how to attach them properly for my Gamescom outfits or something. I lost one of the Tomb Raider pins during the Gamescom. It was a pretty heavy one.
Right.
That's a shame. And the one I'm currently missing, or I didn't got in hands right now, is the E3 2019, which glows in the dark, the fear pin.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. And you managed to miss that one, but you want that one.
I want that one. For months there was an eBay auction on with $150, but I have to admit that's for me personally a line I don't want to cross. The highest bid I ever taken was the Scorpio pin you see on the top left.
Yeah.
That processor pin. I think for that I make an auction snap for $60, I think.
Right. I was going to get to that. I was going to ask what's the most you've got bought one for. So $60.
Yeah. But I tried not to buy them, to be honest, because in the last years I also recognized that collecting the pins is also connecting the community. I have so many people around the world sending pins to each other, like on Twitter, Jellyham, who is also a fantastic collector, or Reclaimer Rob, the Halo fan. We also made some collection swaps, pin swaps. And 2 days ago, there was, when I posted that update, you see on the right, PMS Jordan, streamer lady from, I think, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know if you have seen the whole thread there ongoing, but in the end, she just literally bought the 150 Xbox Sphere pin. And said, okay, when I got him the pin, I will send it over to you.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Very nice.
I didn't expect that. And I said, no, you don't have to, and anything. And she said, I want to make your collection complete of all the Fear pins. And I said, okay, when it comes, I will send you a big German treats package.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's one I have, unless I can't see it on that list, I can't see the XO19 pin on there. Am I missing that one, or did you miss that one?
I mean, there are several ones. There is a Xbox Game Pass pin with XO19. It's on the right side of the Xbox Game Pass. And then there is the Xbox support pin next to the Project X Cloud, the black one, I guess.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah, that's.
Did you manage to get the actual the London logo, should I say, the Xbox logo with the London graphics in, the camouflaged one?
You mean the X019, the 4-pin
Yes,
from
yeah.
X019? Yeah, it's above the rainbow pin, the pride pin, the 4-pin.
Yes, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it now. You've already got the 117 pin as well, the Master Chief pin. Did you get that early?
Came last week with my order. Came much quicker than the new controller pin collection, which is Xbox currently selling.
All right, okay.
Don't know if you have seen them. You can buy those surprise bags at Microsoft Store. They have a collection with 7 pins, and you don't know what is in what bag. And you have it's a surprise which pins you get. There are 7 different. I bought 10 bags and got 5 of them, so 5 are duplicate. Right. Now I have to manage to either trade or order a new one, or maybe community is helping.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few in there, to be fair. I'm on the look at it, collectible Series 2. Series 1, sorry. Is there Series 2 now, or what is it up to these days?
Sorry?
What is the pin collection series up to now then on the controllers? I'm on number 1 here. There's quite a few, I'd imagine.
I don't. I'm afraid I don't got your question right. You mean which?
Yeah, what series is the controller pin collection up to now?
CV?
Yes, series. What number is it up to?
I think I'm blocked. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry. So I'll show you the one that I found anyway. 2 moments. I'll show you these. So they've obviously got the collectibles. If I just stop that a moment. There we go. There.
Yeah, that's a collectible. That's the where I bought 10 bags and got 5 of them, and the 5 are duplicates. These on my picture, that's the bottom 5 controller pins you see on the picture.
Happy days. And so, I mean, how many? I mean, you've mentioned there before you've got quite a few, and some of them aren't on the board. But how many in total have you got? And collection wise.
I think in total, it's about 250 pins right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, only a few are really collections, like the new set from Xbox, which they are selling. The top controller pins on the left side are, for example, the lineup when Xbox Design Lab started.
Right.
Where they created, I think, 20 different pins.
Yeah.
In different colors for the customizing, and where I managed also to get through different streamers which got goodie bags, several pins.
Yeah.
And made a snap as well.
And I've noticed over the months and years as well, occasionally, obviously people from Rare and things like that will send, all right, okay, I've got a few more pins for you. I'll send them across.
Not so often, I have to admit. Sometimes, yes. But for example, at X019, there was a community manager or marketing manager from Rare. I don't know his name right now. He has seen my vest and he said, okay, I make you a small package ready. And he sent me, I think, 4 or 5 different Rare pins, I think it was the Banjo-Kazooie pins you can see in the middle. And I think the Fangamer rare pin, that golden black one is also from him. Yeah, it's
quite a few. To be fair, there's a lot of them on there that I've never seen before either.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think, and what make me wonder, the Xbox or the pins in general are a thing for decades. If you search up for example, Sega or Nintendo pins, you find pins from the early 90s,
Yeah.
for example, which
You
are
can see the Mega Drive pin that you've got in the middle there.
Yeah, it's a recent addition from Numskull Designs, which are also creating a lot of pins for different brands and games. And yeah, they had a special edition with Mega Drive. Mega Drive was my very first console, early 90s. And
it's exactly the same for me. I didn't own it, but my uncle had the Mega Drive. So I was always at the uncle's house playing on the Mega Drive every other night. So it's exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
Same for me. And that and the Super Nintendo.
Same issue like nowadays, the better or the more powerful console, but not the fan attractive one.
yeah, exactly. It was always the Nintendo, wasn't it? Everybody had the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. You were always the freak with a Sega or no, with a Xbox.
But yeah, see, at the same time though, you were kind of missing out at the time if you weren't playing Sonic the Hedgehog or Echo the Dolphin or anything like that. So were really good games to miss out on if you didn't have a Sega at the time.
Yeah, beautiful graphics already there, especially Echo.
Yeah, love that game. Speaking about consoles, then, so obviously, unfortunately, I think everybody's missed out on the conferences this year. I'm guessing you quite missed going into the fan fests and meeting everybody and hanging out with people as well over this year, and yeah, missing Gamescom.
Tough topic, because this year was the very first time I planned to go to E3.
Yeah,
I booked in January when Corona was only a thing in China, my flight and hotel and everything, and it's a really big pain because you don't know if there will be ever a physical E3 convention again. Honestly, I doubt it. Maybe in Germany the Gamescom, but I don't see it for E3 happening in that.
See, I think it will. I think based on what is kind of everything that's happened now, I think even though the streams have been relatively successful, I think people have missed the week surrounding E3. I think it's the hype that goes into it and a certain just one show, as opposed to what we're getting now with Xbox and PlayStation, where it's like we'll give you a little bit of news every month.
Yeah,
and it could be something, it could be nothing. You might get a lot, you might get nothing. Whereas at E3, you know that is the only time really that they're going to tell you something before Gamescom, and you've got to really pay attention to it. I think the build-up and kind of everything that goes with E3 has been sorely missed. That's a reason I think it will go ahead again next year. So I think I don't think you've got. I mean, the only thing that maybe it's not next year. We'll see how the whole COVID thing pans out and what changes need to be made. But I think they will bring it back. I think
I really hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope.
Well, we hope as well. Me and Erwin and Patja and Sean Ballon, we all want to go to E3. We haven't done it before either, so we want to jump over to E3 as well.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I mean, Gamescom at least is saying, okay, we are planning definitely next year a physical presentation. They want to open the Gamescom in Cologne again, even with stricter requirements. But yeah, I think that's already a good sign.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And to be fair, if you have a look at the way the American government's been handling things, I would be very surprised if they didn't open things up, because they haven't been reluctant to open things up even at the worst of times. So
don't make me start. I mean, probably I could have more Twitter followers if I wouldn't be so political in these days. But I think the current administration is not able to handle general things probably, and my fingers are crossed for November, and it can only get better somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
In every way.
I think we've crossed the major peaks of it now. I think everyone's getting used to how to do things and overcome certain aspects and things like that. So it's just about implementing slight changes to be able to deal with it, as opposed to just close the doors and not talk about it. I think you just have to overcome and adapt, and I think that's the key thing. I think everything has to, because at the moment, of course, we're still, even for sporting events, everybody's still away from them and there's no crowds. But even if it's just limited crowds initially and bring in a certain amount and seats between each other and things like that, it's starting again and starting. So it'll come back. I've got full confidence we'll both get to E3 at some point over the next year or so.
One day, 1 year, somehow, I really hope. Yeah. Still waiting for my refund from the Lufthansa. So.
God. Yeah.
They got €9 billion euro from
the government. I see
from the government, but they delaying the refunds to the end customers as well. So still waiting.
Dear God. I couldn't comment on that, because it's exactly the same over in the UK. That I think it's British Airways and things are delaying giving people money back.
Yeah.
But I mean, have they not even put things like a credit in your Lufthansa account or anything like that?
Oh, they offer they offer credit, but honestly, we don't know when we can use it the next time. Currently, they said, okay, we give you a credit with a bonus, but you have to book something until end of the year, which is currently, with the situation, no option.
Yeah. So you'd rather have the money back first.
Yeah. Put it in my hand.
Happy days. So what have you so far then? What have you made of the way Xbox has approached kind of the tail end of this generation and now going into the next generation, from what you've seen so far?
You think my impression on the presentation of CFX and in general, or
both the presentation and the route that they're taken.
Very interesting presentation, and I think you can't combine, for example, Sony and Xbox, because Sony clearly focusing on their console and only on their console, and you see Xbox is widen their platform. They presenting Xbox Series X. They are presenting the Xbox Game Pass, saying, "Hey, even if you don't buy our console, but you still want to play our games, you can have it via Game Pass on your mobile, on your PC, most probably." And and even with a non-announced Series S console, there could be something for the small budget. So I think Xbox is really doing what the whole Microsoft is doing since Satya Nadella took over. They are providing options. In the past, they just presented you something, said, here, we think that is the best you have to get, or you need to have, and we decide what you need to get. And now, with a rethinking, with, like they say, listen to the customer, they present options and alternatives.
Yeah. So again, with the way they're doing their mobiles as well, the Microsoft devices are Google based now, and that's
Yep.
primarily because they said, right, okay, we can easily create the devices, but our Windows platform did not work well with mobile devices. So we'll and they didn't really support it as well as they could do either.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Windows Phone user. I loved my Windows phones because they were from high quality, and yeah, the so-called app gap was the issue. To
Yeah.
not many apps, not the popular apps weren't supported. No Snapchat, which everyone had back in the days, or other things. I will miss it, but yeah, now with the Android platform, also more choices, more options. All apps are on the Android platform. Microsoft is bringing the Surface Duo phone on the market, which also looks really nice, even to play Xbox games on it.
Yeah.
I think a good future for
It is.
Xbox
It's a good,
currently.
but like you say, it's they're going down the services route to just providing options, aren't they? So that's the main
It's
thing.
Yeah, it's the total different structure. Like I said, Sony is focusing on console, on physical sales, and yeah, also then games. But Xbox or Microsoft itself is like on Office 365, Xbox as a
Yeah.
service. You you don't need to own our hardware as long as you are using our services, regardless where. So as recently with a Samsung corporation, now with a Samsung Note 20, with
Yeah.
that bundle option with a controller and the Xbox game streaming for 3 months with the Ultimate Pass. Beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to agree. Got to agree. It's nice to see that they've kind of went down that route as well, to be fair. But I think they needed to have the the one thing with Microsoft is that they don't have or create TVs themselves. So unlike Sony, who have their own TVs to go along with their own console, they don't have to market tellies to go with it because it's a case of, and this has been the same every generation. They've marketed their TVs with their PlayStation, and vice versa. Use our PlayStation, here's our TV. Whereas Microsoft don't have a TV to advertise, so they get partnerships, and obviously, who else is better on the market than Samsung, really? It's either that or LG, but they've built up a very good partnership with with Samsung over the last few years. Is
Yeah,
that a device you use? Do you use Samsung or you LG or?
I have a Samsung. I have a Samsung QLED since 2 years about,
Yeah,
and I'm very happy with it. Also, it only makes 100 hertz, so not fully Series X compatible right now.
yeah,
But I think I'm well prepared for the Series X, and I think yeah, the TVs nowadays also are Android based, so I don't see why there shouldn't be in the near future shouldn't be also an Xbox streaming app on TVs coming. It's a
yeah.
little bit more complicated with different versions and updates, but I don't see very big issue to bring it on TV someday.
Yeah, yeah, I think exactly the same thing, to be honest. I don't think it should be too much of a push. One thing you can do, I found a workaround for that. If you have a Samsung phone, and you might know of Samsung Dex, you can use
No.
Samsung Dex to play xCloud on your TV if you want to. That works fine. I've tried it.
Okay. Okay.
So that's a good workaround. If you have a Samsung and you have xCloud on your phone, you can just use Dex to play it on your TV. It's a good little workaround. Good little workaround.
Yeah. But okay, then I probably prefer to play directly with my console.
Oh, most definitely, yeah,
It's
most definitely, most
but
definitely.
it's good to have choices.
Yeah, 100%, completely. I mean, that's one thing I like is, of course, like you mentioned there, the change for a potential of Series S coming out. I think with the leak of the controller the other day, that made it a little bit more, should we say, prominent, that we're going to see into Series S over the next few months, should we say, or even month. So I'll probably end up with a Series S downstairs in the living room and a Series X upstairs in the spare room where the other consoles are at the moment. Is that kind of what you're planning to do? Getting one of each, getting one to go somewhere else in the house where it's less used, and the main one, the Series X, or?
No, I'm only playing currently on the Series X, or will play on the Series X, and playing mobile when I'm on the run, visiting parents or something. So no,
Yeah.
I currently have only one TV and one console to use. So multi TV setup is not given or needed at my house currently, or my flat.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. A lot of people don't need that many TVs, to be fair. I've got just one upstairs, one downstairs. So downstairs is more of a chill out area. Upstairs is the one where I do any gaming. I don't have any consoles in the living room.
I mean, I have a Surface Go. So
Good.
when I need to stream or I want to watch something somewhere else, I just take my Surface with me. And yeah, currently the streaming app isn't enabled for Windows 10 yet, only for developers. But I feel also the games or the Xbox streaming app will coming to Surface or to Windows 10 soon.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
only a matter of
100%.
time.
Yeah. Well, I know it's getting tested at the moment. It's just that's
It's
not public
currently only
testing.
for developers, yeah.
Yeah, not public testing. I think, even to be fair, I think laptop xCloud access, etc., is going to be far more stable than mobile, because obviously they don't have to rely on 5G connections, which
Which can
again
be
is still
massive.
and early adoption. There's still not everybody on a 5G mobile network or 5G routers or anything yet. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a little while yet, but if you have it, it's a good option. Obviously, in the background here, I've got just the recent showcase, but following what you saw, of course, unfortunately, Infinite's been delayed. But which games have kind of caught your eye the most that have been shown off coming out for the next year or more? Which one are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, of course, or I have to say, of course, Halo. I was really excited to play it on the Xbox Series X. I have to admit, I was disappointed as well on the presentation. But I think everyone was, but we didn't know, or we got only reflections why it looks like that, because they completely designed it differently with an open world.
Yeah.
Rather than having that tube levels where you can make beautiful levels. And yeah, and what most people don't understand is the Corona thing hit them during the most productive time at 343. Many people, especially Sony fans, saying, but look at Ghost of Tsushima, look how it looks like, etc. But yeah, they had gold status about 3 months ago, or now 4 months ago, where Corona just started and the lockdown, so they were nearly done. And here, they were fully progress, everything stopped, and they need to rearrange their workspaces. So for me, it's totally understandable, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the last game which get delayed. Not only Xbox, most probably also other platforms, where also the difference is between the how people get things communicated. Xbox really wants to be transparent, giving updates regularly about their games, saying, okay, it takes more time or something. Sometimes, and then you have like Sony with, let's say, The Last Guardian, got announced, I think, 2011 or 2012 the first time.
Yes.
And then just trailers every 2 or 3 years at a E3.
Yeah.
And then it came on, was it 2019 or 2018? I don't know right now. But I think
it was 18, yeah.
I think in the end, everyone else was also disappointed. So yeah, I think we have tough times, and it needs to be, everyone needs to have more understanding for the situations.
Well, I think it's, and this is one of the tougher things, is it seems to be it's mainly kind of a platform war type of thing, which is why the delay is getting so much hate. Because if you had a look at the delay for Cyberpunk, everyone was very understanding of it. They came out and said, "Listen, we can't release it now." I think it was originally meant to release back in March, and then it got pushed back, and then it released over. We're going to release in September, and then pushed back again. And said, "No, we need to release it back in November." And I think that is going to be the final one, but they've definitely been affected by just getting the final polish of the game and kind of troubleshooting and bug reporting and things like that, getting everything like that ironed out. But that didn't get any hate. Everybody was understanding, and it was like, "All right, yeah, we understand."
I think that's clearly an Xbox thing. I think the main difference, for example, to Sony is doing a very classic marketing with old media, TV, billboard, etc. They rarely post news on social media except real news. And Xbox, with all their social marketing managers, everyone is involved with their private accounts or work accounts on social media, and that gives also the option for unhappy people to have their targets, to put all their frustration on people and on brands. I think, and that got in my eyes also radicalized over the last 3 or 4 years, because online or harassment by words got more worse, and people are not able to discuss in a sane or in a constructive way. They just want to burn things down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of people as well, and it's a case of I think it's mainly social media as opposed to anywhere else. Because if you speak to people face to face, people seem to have a little bit more of a calmer, sane mind when you talk to them, and you can actually have a conversation with people properly. But when people are on social media, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, it's just a load of people that don't want to take the time to go out and educate themselves on anything properly, or do their own research on the subject before making comments about it. And then because there's so many influencers, they just latch on to influencers who have in turn did the same thing and not actually done their own research properly. So it's a vicious cycle, and until developers kind of get on top of it and say, "Listen, this is exactly what's happening. This is why it's delayed." And sometimes it's too long. Sometimes the silence is deafening. And I think Microsoft's fallen. The only thing I've got in terms of criticism against them at the moment is Microsoft seem to be controlling what developers are showing off more than the developers are. Maybe he's putting a little bit more pressure on them to show something off. I understand why they might be doing it. The Ninja Theory thing at the Xbox showcase kind of proved that to me. They didn't have anything to show the crowd, but they felt it necessary that Ninja Theory that were there to tell people about something. I think if they haven't got something to show, then you just say simply Ninja Theory are hard at work with Hellblade 2, and they'll have something more to show you in the coming months. but don't bring one of the developers on screen to to talk about a game that he can't show anybody because he's got nothing to show.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, a lot of people also were arguing about Fable announcement. Oh, it was only CGI and only a teaser and nothing else. And yeah, but there is also the same thing. Playground just announced last year they are working on an RPG, and they are still hiring for that Fable project right now. People can't expect to see something in a way. Okay, maybe they would have built something up, but that would probably look more worse than Halo Infinite. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that teaser, and I expect it will be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, people need to reflect more. That's the thing. There are reasons why things weren't be able to be shown in full beauty, or in a way we would be pleased. On the other hand, if they didn't announce Fable at all, because they say, okay, we don't have a gameplay trailer, people would have been also pissed, because everyone expected Fable to be announced officially.
Yeah, yeah. But I think a lot of this goes the same for Nintendo and PlayStation. Even if they've got nothing to show, sometimes just showing the logo off and saying, yeah, it's in development, we know it's in development, just let you know it is in development. Yeah. That's enough for some people. I think the problem Xbox have had over the last 2 months, and something they need to work on for whatever they do in August, is show off Series X gameplay running on the Series X. Having captions underneath saying running on a PC that's of similar specifications to Series X isn't the best way to show off a console.
That's something always happens. I mean, if you see any E3 live presentation on stage with someone who holds an Xbox or a PlayStation controller, they all have computers somewhere laying around and playing from there.
Yeah.
It's really rare that they really have a console right there in front of them and playing live on stage with a console.
Yeah.
I think last time I've seen that was, I think, with Kinect.
Yes.
Xbox 360.
And at the same time, also seeing PlayStation with Uncharted 4, and we seen what happened there. Game crashed, and they had to restart the console.
Yeah.
It happens. It's an in-development game, so it's going to happen. And to be fair, it wouldn't have bothered me seeing a game crash if it did. At least you know it's a working game and there is bugs to iron out and things like that. I don't mind seeing the game that isn't perfect yet, because people seem to forget that these games are still under development. And until they go gold, until they have hit that gold mark, they are in development.
Even if they hit gold, they are finished at least 90%, but then still after that, it's still fine-tuning and working on the day one patch and everything. I mean, look at Fallout 76 when it was gold, and we got an 80 gigabyte day one patch.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a Fallout 76 was a mess at launch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a mess. Of all the games, so outside of Halo Infinite, which one are you most excited about, whether it be on PC or on Xbox? Just a generic kind of one of Xbox's announcements. What are you most excited for?
Yeah, next to Fable, like we see now, this Avowed trailer looks interesting. A huge RPG fan, so can't wait to try that one. We know more about. Right now, I am curious about Gears Tactics. I wasn't able to play it yet because I don't have a gaming PC.
Right.
But
okay.
Seeing now it's coming to Xbox Series X, I'm hugely anticipating that title, especially when on 4K, 60 frames, ray tracing, give me all the beauty Furious X can give me on a QLED.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good news for you on that one. I mean, the Xbox will have no problem playing that on Series X. I've got it on PC. Got it on PC. I've got it. I've played it on its highest settings on PC, obviously without ray tracing, but it runs beautifully. The game is fun. There's so many options. The customization. Again, there is no loot boxes, which is good for everybody. Yeah. The customization's done all internally, and you just find the kind of additions and things like that throughout the each level that you kind of play through. So, and they're optional as well. You don't have to go and find these things. So you can essentially, these boxes are lying around the level, and you can choose to take one of your you can essentially choose to get one of your characters to go and retrieve the loot box off the floor. You only find afterwards what it is that you've got, but it's usually kind of armor or weapons or an upgraded armor piece or things like that. But they're all lying around, so you can simply just go and find whatever you want. In terms of visual changes, all of that is completely free from the start. So you can just change the weapon skins, the color of the weapon skins, the pattern of the weapon skins, everything from whenever you start playing, from the first level onwards. Same applies for armor. You can change the color and the quality and everything about each armor piece individually. So if you wanted to have a red helmet and a pink bodysuit and yellow pants, you can do that.
I have to admit, I'm not such a huge fan of those overwhelming customization. Yeah. I was fine with Gears 1 to 3. I mean, on 3, they put on those customizations to a whole new level. Yeah. I remember people went crazy on the Xbox support because they played the beta of Gears 3 and then, no, I didn't get my golden hammer skin. Get me that one. And yeah, we really had to escalate it to our engineering teams and provide him that skin. It was crazy. And now, yeah, I mean, yeah, people want to individualize things, and we see through Fortnite, customization is the ultra thing people like to have. But yeah, on fun games like tactical shooters or military shooters, I don't need to run in a pink shirt around, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the bonus is there that you can just go completely standard, or if you wanted to change things up, you can do it, and there is no cost for it. It's just all there from the start. But the options are great, and the good thing about the characters as well is you get a certain amount of what they class as special characters, which are part of the story, and then you find additional. So every level, you rescue a few more gears. And you can add them to your team, and then each of those have special abilities and things like that. And then you can, before each level, you can change these gears up so that if one of them, so essentially to ensure that they don't get killed. So if you're just doing a side quest, you can remove all of your main characters to make sure that they don't die, and just put loads of special characters in there, like the side characters, just to get that side quest done. But the list is endless, to be honest. There's so much to kind of do on that game, and the quality of it is just beautiful. Are you much of a fan of? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we have just seen one of my another most anticipated games ever, Wild. I'm so pumped to see news every time about it.
Yeah,
I really feel that will be a beautiful game. Strongly reminds me on the Ghibli studio animation movies, like Princess Mononoke and ever. I'm really pumped, and I can't wait to see it because it's just beautiful, and I think it's also in very good hands with Louise O'Connor at Rare. She is doing animations and her job at Rare for over 25 years now. So I think that will be just a wonderful and beautiful game.
Yeah, I'm looking to see because it's a beautiful, beautiful game, beautiful art style. I'm very interested to learn more about the premise of the game and what it is that everyone's doing and what you're doing and where you're going, and I think that's what everyone's intrigued about. I haven't heard, like, outside of people that are just making fun. If you look at most people from gaming kind of outlets around the world, Everwild's one of them, where they're like, that has got me interested. I don't know why, because no one knows what the game's about yet, but it looks so interesting and different and beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, they I think in the trailer or also on Twitter, Rare got a little bit in detail and say, okay, it will be a game also, I think, in co-op option, which bases on interaction with environment, with the ecosystem, to get things done. So, yeah. With all the pollution in the world ongoing, I think it's a good game to reflect on the issues we have, and yeah, I'm really curious what they do. I mean, we have seen already Ori and the Will of the Wisp. We've had that topic in the background with earth pollution or pollution and giving that positive ending and feeling about what you can do to contribute to make a better living, in my eyes.
Yeah, I think you've seen that also if you've seen the Sony conference, that indie game Kena was exactly the same. If you have a look at that, that's very much about, obviously there's some kind of infection around and it needs cleaned up, so on and so forth. I think there's a number of games that are going down that route, but it's certainly a beautiful game, and I can't wait to kind of learn more about it either. Are you much of a fan of Flight Sim? Will you be playing, or at least looking forward to playing that when it comes to Series X?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I got also yesterday a review code for the Flight Simulator, but I forwarded internally to one of my writing guys at Dr. Windows.de, where I'm writing a private blog about games from time to time and articles.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, have you you have also been at XO19? Have you played it at XO19?
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm guessing you did as well.
Yeah,
it's beautiful game. But it was also very interesting to play with the full rig setup as well for the first time in a long time. But being able to choose, kind of going over different types of weather scenarios and temperature controls and where you want to fly from and things like that. It's,
to be honest, I can't imagine to play the Flight Simulator in a different way than with a full rig system. Like they have seen, like they had on the XO19 with a honeycomb system. It's pretty expensive, but I think you will spend a lot of time into the Flight Simulator. Probably you're playing not much anything else if you really want to play it. So a good setup will be needed, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah, I've seen some people who got review copies. They also got from the marketing teams a Thrustmaster joystick for playing, because honestly, I can't imagine how to play the Flight Simulator with a controller or even only with a keyboard.
Yeah, I'd at the least I'd want to have a joystick. I think with a controller, as much as I'd probably be able to fly with a controller, it wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't feel right. So I think
maybe.
Go on.
Yeah, I think that is a good question for Matt Kessering at Xbox Marketing, who's doing third-party product relations if they maybe think about getting joysticks running on the Xbox. I don't know if are they?
I think
Are
they are. I think they
compatible
are.
things?
Yeah, I think they are for this one going forward anyway. So that'll be
All right,
interesting.
I think
I
for
think it's
the Ace Combat game, I think
yes,
there was a joystick
yes.
support.
Was it Logitech? I think it might have been Logitech that did it.
Could be, or also Thrustmaster.
Yeah,
But yeah, but still, you need a proper equipment, I think, to really enjoy the game. Even especially if you are doing real life flights, like okay, let's get from London to Spain, Mallorca,
yeah, yeah,
do the 3 hour flight with real weather. I can imagine a lot of people will do something like that.
yeah. And I mean, the quality of the game is just outstanding.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absolutely outstanding. I can't like even look at it at some points, and I
you
can't
think it's
understand how
real?
the yeah,
Yeah,
I can't understand how they've managed to get this level of detail into it.
yeah,
Like, it's
power of a
just
cloud, like they said.
yeah,
It's
it
all.
literally is this time.
Yeah, I
Literally
mean,
is this time around.
they're using big maps for the cartography of everything.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's something where people get used with being always online. Remember the topic on in 2013 when we got all these options which Xbox One could have if it would
yes,
be always on with family sharing and all the other things, and they got boot and yeah, 3 4 years later everything is always online, your
yeah,
smartphone, your PC, anything, and people don't care. And yeah, a lot of missed chances.
yeah, completely, completely. It is. There's a lot of missed opportunities because I think the people thought, oh, you're just getting on top of us and you're trying to make us do something. But if you've had a look at the entire
Yeah,
generation, if you weren't always online, you wouldn't have got the updates to fix games. You wouldn't have got a lot of the game stuff that was required for you being online, or even for games to run or to install. On any platform, you need to be online in some capacity. So it's kind of, as much
yeah,
as everybody kind of kicked off about it at the beginning of the generation, it's actually went down that route anyway. It's slower than it would have been if Microsoft had have got their way at the start and said, no, we're always online from now. But Backlash made them change that and delay it a little bit. But
yeah.
the world is always online, so let's face it, everything we do is online. So it's not really a problem these days, is it?
Yeah, and therefore I'm curious what they show us in August or September with the next features. They already said they didn't have shown everything of Game Pass of Series X.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what they have. Maybe they bring back family sharing or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I think Game Pass for a family would be the perfect idea, especially if you've got a family of accounts on one console instead of just sharing with one. Being able to share with whoever's on that console would probably be the best bet. I mean, speaking.
Depends on the price. Depends on the price because
Yes.
it will be also a big option for abusing. I remember Xbox Live Gold Family. So many people used it instead of family with working colleagues, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, even if you just said, well, obviously right now it's €10.99 for Ultimate, or €11.99, whatever it is. So even if you doubled that for a family of 4 or something like that and said 20 a month, I think that should pretty much recoup that if it's up to 4 people.
let's see.
what are you looking for? Speaking of August, what are you looking forward to the most when it comes to, or should I say, what are you hoping for the most for Microsoft to
The
show off?
price, of course, the competitive price. I mean, we know already, or there were pictures of marketing goodies or shelf retail things, which stating do not open before 6th of November. So I think we have a good time frame when it comes. And yeah, I think now it's all about the price. And I really think the pressure there is on Sony side, because as they are relying only on the console sales and the game, they have to make profits with each sold console, while Microsoft or backs Xbox as the only left on over consumer brand they have. And therefore I'm pretty sure they will either be even in the price or even less. Currently, I would say even less. From my point, I would say PS4 probably around $449 or $499, and I could imagine Xbox goes for $399, for example. That would be my opinion. For example, because they even offer the Series S van as a new standard model at the 1S price, probably. So.
I think personally, I think they'll probably either match or undercut on the main console, and they'll use Series S to really undercut them and potentially release maybe the 250, 300 version. That'll kind of get the base crowd going and getting into the next generation. Because it's only, from what we've heard so far, it's only really a drop in resolution. That's going to be the key thing. Everything else is still going to be, you're still going to get high quality assets. You're still going to get ray tracing. So everything is still going to be there. The only thing you're not going to get is 4K. But you're going to end up getting limited to something either between 1080 and 1440. But I think for the vast majority of people, even that will be fine. There's still quite a lot of PC gamers that plug everything into monitors, including consoles. So playing at 1080 doesn't bother them. So,
and even many 4K TVs have an internal upscaler. So I guess it won't be a big thing. Look at the standard TV program on 4K TVs. Most only have normal HD, no 4K, and you still have a good picture. And instead of that, we have there HDR and ray tracing. So I'm pretty confident it will be looking amazing, even on the budget model.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm interested to see if it does look like what it's been teased to look like. If it's just going to be a white cube.
Yeah, like a GameCube. Without a the
Xbox GameCube.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised they didn't go for that name. That's quite catchy. Last thing that I want to kind of cover is, of course, you have your own Xbox website for the German fans. When did you start that Xbox website up? How long have you been working on that?
Oh no, I'm not
part of the
website. I'm part since last year. They made a community day directly at the Microsoft headquarters in Germany, where I attended because I've never been there. And they said, "Hey, you're an active part of a community. How about writing your opinions and about games you're interested in?" And since last year, short before Gamescom, I started to write there on drwindows.de.
Yes, that's the one. drwindows.de. Yes. So is there any articles that you've got in the works at the moment that you're writing up and ready to go out?
currently not, because for the brand or for the real hot topics, the boss of a page is taken care of because he spent a lot of daytime on the articles, and I'm focusing more on the upcoming games, especially first party. I'm writing the articles and my thoughts about, and always when the shows are, I try to give my comment and also a reflection. I got my view on the Halo Infinite show and try to give my feedback in relation to the Corona situation and the different standing, and it got well appreciated for many sides, because people started to think about and also making their reflections that everyone is struggling in the current situation. And I think we have to look also more to the side and not only straight, and have to reflect more. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I kind of mentioned the other day as well. Is it's every game company, regardless of what platform it's on, is struggling right now. As much as it's, you would imagine they'll be able to cope with things like work from home. It's not quite as straightforward as just having technology there. The actual communication and just being up and being able to go to the side or go across the office and speak to somebody very quickly about something.
Yeah, I'm working since March from home. I'm working in a call center.
Yeah.
And in the past, we just were turning around, asking a buddy about something. And now, we are using Teams, chatting or waiting for replies because the other may not be at the table or something.
Yeah.
It's just
slowed everything down.
Yeah, it's just putting things in a different direction. Yeah.
Oh, 100%, 100%. But that's one thing that myself and yourself can appreciate, but I think a lot of people seem to forget. It's the way things are at the moment. It's just a little bit more difficult, not as streamlined as it could be, but they are doing their best. I think as long as people appreciate that and can understand that, then we'll be all right. Just gotta deal. Just gotta wait. Just be patient.
I see someone in the comments ask if we answer questions. I have of course.
Go for it. Go
Vincent.
for it. Ask away. What question would you like to ask?
Oh, see, Rick is also there.
Yes.
Hello, Rick. Greetings.
Erwin, Emil, Vincent. Go on, Vincent. We're waiting eagerly for your question.
Don't putting pressure on you, but it has to be a good question now.
Yeah. In the meantime, of course, you mentioned before that you've had and got a review code for Battletoads, so you're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Once we are finished here with the stream, I plan to start the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything under NDA until end of the week, so I can't tell you anything. You won't hear anything. Yeah, my best work is under NDA.
Yes, yeah. I was good. So there we go. So, how likely do you think it is Microsoft buying Crytek?
Oh, is Crytek a topic right now? I thought it was Warner Brothers. Is Crytek now also on the table? Honestly, I have not much insight into Crytek, and are they currently looking for an investor on sale? I mean,
I think from recent years in the past, I would have said no. I would have said no. The likelihood is against them. If it was when Crisis and things like that were still very much in the limelight. But But I would think at the moment, if you were going to go between Warner Brothers and Crytek for likelihood, Crytek's
Was
probably got the upper
Crytek
hand.
also the company which made Rise, Son of Rome?
Yes, Crytek and CryEngine, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, Rise, Son of Rome was still a brilliant game. If you started today, you won't imagine it's already 7 years old and only 900p. So yeah, still a good game. The thing is, I don't know who's currently at Crytek in charge, but what you were able to read is Rise 2 were in 2015, I guess, in the plans and in the doing, and Microsoft said, okay, we want to buy the IP, and Crytek said, no, we are working for you, but you won't be able to buy the IP with all the rights, and there the things started to mess up, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't see. I think they are more looking for independence, like Bungie did after Halo 3.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, Bungie is coming back in a sort of with still being independent, but giving the opportunity to the Game Pass with an amazing deal with Destiny 2. I think that's a huge punch if you remember that Destiny 2 was marketing exclusive to PS on launch.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing. So therefore, with a background of the arguments on Rise 2, I don't see that that would be happen. Could be, but I can't imagine, honestly.
Yeah, I see maybe it's more of a partnership. Maybe it's a third-party partnership with them for potential future titles. Maybe it's even a future exclusive or something like that. But in terms of if you were going to say Warner Brothers or Crytek for which one's easier to purchase, that would be Crytek all day long. But
Probably
that's just down to cost. Obviously, if you're going to buy Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers Game Studios, that's an entirely different matter. That's a much higher value trade.
And I think that's already off the table. I've read, heard.
Yeah.
AT&T keeps Warner Brothers. So
yes, yeah. I think they've seen from the. It's probably, I think they want to just create a little bit more hype around their studios. To probably put the signals out earlier to see how many people actually wanted these developers and whether or not it could be popular. And I think a lot of people were interested enough for them to say, actually, I think we should probably keep a hold of these. We obviously have very good developers here.
Yep.
The
thing is, yeah, I mean, Xbox has money, but they won't be spending money like crazy, especially for Warner Brothers, because that would be totally other numbers than for a smaller studio like Double Fine or something.
Yeah, it's probably, and you're talking probably more than the purchased Minecraft for, which was in the billions.
Yeah. But only there, I guess, it was also because Phil Spencer was able to give Satya Nadella the perspective of Minecraft, the options with Minecraft education, with the ability to educate kids at youngest age how to code things and everything, and the multi-platform possibilities. So that was a long-term perspective there. And on things like Warner Brothers, yeah, they have a lot of IPs, but even then, it's an additional investment to get these games even done.
Yeah.
And they are AAA titles. So yeah, I don't know if a shareholder company like Microsoft would go that much for a whole department like the whole Warner Brothers thingy. And on my side, I think Microsoft wouldn't have been the top choice then from AT&T. I think then probably the evil Tencent company would have been able to put that amount of money on the table.
Yeah, easily.
So, yeah. So now it's the best option. They keep Warner Brothers. They still do their own stuff, and yeah, everyone is kind of happy.
Yeah, exactly. I think it boils down to everybody being a bit happy with it as well. They're saying apparently there's a lot of layoffs at Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's a possibility, but I don't think that'll stop them keeping everybody on board. I think the potential purchase or lack of purchase of the studio is down to try and stabilize it as opposed to chopping and change it throughout a pandemic.
It's in every studio. If they finish a project or something, most developers are only contract workers, and as soon a game goes on gold status, they get their layoff, and after launch they get their release bonus and maybe an extra bonus if they hit a special number of sold copies.
Yeah.
And but then they are mostly already on a new project, on a new studio.
Yeah.
I mean, if you when you see at Xbox, it rarely happens that the people also stay within their game departments or in their studios. For example, the lead of the flight simulator program, for example, was the studio lead. It's a German guy. I met him at the 2017 Gamescom Fan Fest, and we spoke a bit. The guy who is head of Flight Simulator was a head of the port for Super Lucky Tale, for example.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't remember his name. A typical German name, but I can't remember it right now. But yeah, you see people are always moving around. But that's also something you can appreciate Xbox, because before they lay off people, they try to get them on other project or other departments. Like on the Mixer topic, when they did all the Mixer layoffs, they put the people in the Xbox Live studio, they put them on different other projects. The community managers went to other Game Pass, to other studios. So they still try to keep the people.
Yeah.
And I think that needs also to be honored, because especially in the USA, there is the hire and fire mentality. During Corona, you see how many people got instantly dismissed.
Yeah. And one thing you've got to, I think, another side thing that's come of the way that Xbox are doing, and people hate the word, but games as a service, is these studios and the people that they're hiring for these studios are for games and services that are lasting for not only 1 year or 2 years, or when the project is finished, you're done and you're laid off. These are staff that are going to remain at that studio for a decade, 15 years, maybe 20 years, depending on how long that studio goes.
Look at Rare. I mean, they got bought from Microsoft, I think, in 2006. I think after Fable 1, they got acquired as a first-party studio. And yeah, people there are now, like I said, Luis is there for more than 25 years and still happy, and everything is amazing there. And even look at the brutal closing down of Lionhead. Even then, they try to pull over as much as possible people to other studios, and a lot of people went over to other Xbox departments, other gaming studios, and even then they got attractive goodbye packages to build up their own studios, like Kinseed or Fable Fortune. They even allowed people to use the IP for their games inspired by Fable. So yeah.
So it's,
I wish, yeah.
It's just like like I say, I like the work, the way that Microsoft are doing things with their staff and the way that they seem to look after their staff. Of course, there's no real company that's perfect, and there's going to be horror stories through certain studios about who's being looked after or who's had arguments with a certain one or things like that. But I like to think Microsoft have been very proactive on making sure that the mentality and the kind of togetherness of their studios is top priority. I know we've heard a lot of rumblings about 343 and things recently, but of course none of that is concrete. It's mainly rumor.
Yeah, I mean, okay, even at Mixer, there was the sad stories about racist managers and that they are still employed.
Yeah.
But thing is, also if you are a long time at Microsoft or something, it's also not so easy to get rid of people, or I don't know the background, but yeah, still they try to find a solution.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the key thing, is actually trying to find these solutions, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what you mentioned there with the Mixer thing. I did see that actually from the guy who posted it, and then I also seen Phil Spencer actively going to speak to him immediately, and setting up a conference with him to kind of go over what had happened and try to find a resolution to it and try to get to the bottom of it. So it's very proactive, and you don't tend to find many people, especially after something like that had to be posted, to go out of their way to ensure that these are things are getting looked into. So you've got to admire certain aspects of them for that, to make sure things are getting cracked down on.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he couldn't stay silent and just try to sit it out. So it was a good thing he tried to prevent damage. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, like I said, the person, what it's all about, is still employed at Microsoft, I heard, so far. So I can imagine it's probably not so easy to get rid of, because I can imagine you can easily also get sued as an employer. And depending how long you are, it could be probably and into a easy multi-million-dollar lawsuit. So yeah, I hope they find solutions for everyone somehow.
Well, no doubt they will, and I think especially right now they're trying to keep as many people employed as they possibly can, and resolve any of their issues and make staff happy and comfortable at the moment. So we'll just have to hope it goes that way, continues that way.
I mean, they also extended the work from home until end of year. Now, and even the live they canceled all live presentations until July next year. So E3 won't happen with Microsoft right now.
Yeah.
So still seeing, it's different times we are right now living in.
Yeah. Well, that's what Gabby was saying as well. Obviously, we'll have Gabby on the show next week. And she was saying that they're not back in the office until next year now. It's very difficult, very stressful, but not back in the office until the new year. So that's some months off. I'm just kind of put it in perspective for people. Microsoft aren't having staff back in the office. Everyone's still working from home until January. So it's quite a while away yet.
Yeah, I sent in March. I was able to send a treat package to AC Bongos with German treats and snacks, and he wasn't able to pick it up at his office yet, because they are only allowed for really, really urgent reasons to visit their own office.
That's a shame.
So, I hope they are still in good condition, but time's running out.
Hopefully he picks it up soon. Oh, hi. So we're coming to the end of the show for today. One thing I want to ask, Daniel. What is it that you're up to the rest of the weekend? Then what have you got planned this weekend? You got much on? Are you gaming wise and business wise? What are you up to?
Yeah, spending time with family. I'm used to breakfast every weekend with my family. Maybe
beautiful German breakfasts.
People who are following me are seeing on the weekends family breakfast thingies, pictures from me, and of course, like I said, Battletoads I will try to look into and make already some notes about it, and trying to ignore my backlog of Xbox games which are installed and never played so far.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Don't worry. I'm in the hundreds of games. I've even created a folder of games next to play that I haven't yet started and need to start, and it's a long list. It's a long list. I'm not proud.
I don't. It's more than a pile of shame I have, because I still have. I never played Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2. I have them on my disc installed, but I never played them. I started to play The Witcher 3 some months ago for the very first time.
Yeah.
And people told me, okay, whatever you do, don't go into the first pub and start your first round of Gwent. It won't. There will be no good outcome. And that was baddest thing I could ever do. I started Gwent, and I started the whole rest of the evening just to play Gwent in game.
Yeah.
And after I closed the game, I installed the Gwent app on my Android. And since then, it's next to Angry Birds with my family, the only game I'm playing on my mobile, Gwent.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very popular game.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. I do exactly the same thing. I end up just putting things aside or playing a little bit. I've started The Witcher 3. Well, to be fair, I was about 60 hours into The Witcher 3 and then stopped playing it. Then stopped playing it for a little bit and then forgot how everything worked. So now, or where I got up to, or what the story was up to. So I forgot everything and couldn't get back into it. So I had to start the game again. And
I'm scared for Cyberpunk. I think.
Yeah.
You have to keep it. Therefore, I'm glad Halo got delayed, because there will be no conflict in time management for Halo and Cyberpunk, because I would also play only Halo then, probably, because on Halo 5 I spent so much time on the PvE multiplayer modus. I think Warzone. Was it Warzone?
Yeah.
I rarely played Arena. I mostly played only the PvE because it made so much fun.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly the same. And I'd rather do, much like Gears, I'd rather play the Horde mode than PvE.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit more fun. It's more of a team activity than going and shooting each other up. I mean, I like PvE when it's a group of friends versus each other, because that could be quite funny. That can be quite a laugh when it's just friends against each other.
I was really into playing Gears 5 Horde mode, but honestly, we played it right after launch, and it was so buggy and with so often issues that the level 10 boss didn't appear, or we killed him but he didn't die. He was on the last percent and was just caught in a corner or something out of it was. We had to restart Horde mode so often that it took away the fun of gaming.
Yeah,
honestly, it was really disappointing.
No, I completely. To be fair, I completely agree. Lastly, would you let everybody know where they can find you? And when you do release that beautiful interview of Battletoads over the coming week or so, where you'll be putting that review up so everybody can have a look at it.
Yeah, I'm writing, of course, in German on the German Microsoft fan site, drwindows.de or drwindows.de, writing, in German. And yeah, of course, if you like, check out our comments. We are one of the biggest German Microsoft fan pages. If you're interested in Microsoft in general, also for Office or something else, take a look at it. Maybe you like it. I hope so.
Yeah.
And thank
There
you.
are some good articles on there, especially like you mentioned, you've recently done Halo Infinite and the kind of thoughts around that as well. So yeah, I would recommend everybody go and check that out. And on
My article for Xbox Live Gold, for example, why it would be a good idea to keep Xbox Live Gold, because everyone said, okay, it's outdated, no one needs it. But there are also some good arguments why we should keep Xbox Live Gold, even if it's maybe not have the most benefits or the most features you like to have.
Yeah, well, that's a good article. I would definitely go and read that myself, actually. That would be a good one to read. And where can everybody go and find you on social media? Let everybody know. Obviously, we can see here on screen, this is a Twitter clip.
Yeah, I mean, on Instagram, you find me by my full name, Daniel Heithorn, also like on Facebook, and on, same on Twitter, of course, Daniel Heithorn.
Yeah. Terrific. Do you have a Twitch or a YouTube yourself yet, or
Not yet.
No
I
streaming
always
yet?
thought about, but yeah, maybe it's a generation thing. I really rarely watch streams and feeling about. But I like to be guests. So if is coming a new invite someday, I would never say no.
Happy days, no, brilliant. We'll love to have you on to the actual show as well at some point. Get your debates along with Erwin and Pat here, and get a European perspective on the news that comes out here and there, and what you think.
Godverdamme, the Dutch.
Yeah, Godverdamme. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everybody again for coming along, and obviously spending the time getting a little bit to know our guest this week, Daniel Heithorn.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As usual, we have our podcast, which is on Wednesday, which is 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. Central Europe, and 3 p.m. European Standard. Oh, not European Standard, sorry, Eastern Standard. And we have Gabby Mitchell. I do believe that's how you pronounce her last name.
Cool.
Otherwise known as Sweet Mitka, who is the Senior Program Manager for hardware devices at Microsoft on next week. So if everybody would love to jump along there, we're going to have quite a few questions, myself, Erwin, Patchy, Shom, and see what we can do. We might even get yourself along, actually, because I know she mentioned she missed chats with both yourself and Erwin at Gamescom. So
really missing it. Yeah, she's amazing.
If you're free on Wednesday night, feel free to jump along into the panel, and we'll rekindle that Gamescom love for yourself and
cool.
Erwin.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Great.
Brilliant. Happy days. Well, thank you everybody for coming along again today, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. See you later.
See you.